It's hard to believe that famous billionaire tech founders like Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos started with pathetic websites and no customers. And over the past 20 years, they built some of the biggest tech companies used by billions of people. But it wasn't always like that. So today, I thought it'd be fun to take a trip down memory lane and see what their first websites looked like. Before they made billions of dollars, employed millions of people, and became some of the most powerful people in the world. So for this video, I'll be using the Internet Archive's Wayback Machine, which basically lets you take a look at billions of web pages that were saved over time. It's like a snapshot of history. And starting at number 1, we have to take a look at the yoked leader of Amazon, Mr. Jeff Bezos, which also happens to be one of my ex-employers. According to Perplexity, Amazon launched their first website in July of 1994, which was initially an online bookstore. That's how Amazon got its start. As of November 19th, 2024, today, the approximate market cap of Amazon is $2.14 trillion. So in 1998, there's one snapshot in December 12th, which means it was right before Christmas. Let's take a look at what this looks like. Look at this. Look how many links are here. It looks like they were selling the Motorola Razr, which was a great phone. It was my first phone that I had. I love that phone. They were selling body groomers. So this was clearly after they already switched over to selling other products besides just books. Honestly, it looks pretty similar to what they sell today. So it looks like their international websites, now they're everywhere. I actually used to work on the US to Mexico team, and it looks like the only international sites that they have are Canada, the UK, Germany, Japan, France, and China. Now they go basically everywhere. There's like no countries you can go to that don't have Amazon. There's a few, but it's few and far between. But this is pretty cool. Let's see if it lets me click into apparel and accessories. Wow, it will. Okay, so it looks like they had Nordstrom, Polo, Macy's, Urban Outfitters. So they had actual retailers on here selling rather than just like no-name brands, but this is cool. There we have it. There is Amazon way back. Let's see what they look like today. You can see their homepage here today. It's honestly still pretty messy. Like, I don't think anyone's saying that they have like the best UI ever, but they obviously have spent millions, billions of dollars making sure that their UI is most likely to get someone to buy. Honestly, it's not that much different other than like all the blue hyperlinks everywhere. It's not like it's changed so much over the years. Let's see, homepage in 1998, and here is the homepage today. This is what has changed. Billions, trillions of dollars later, and this is what you get. Now, moving on to number 2, we couldn't forget about our boy Zuck. Facebook, initially known as the Facebook, launched in February 2004 while Mark Zuckerberg was a fellow at Harvard. His fellow Harvard students helped him launch it. There was some drama there. They didn't end up opening up to other universities until 2006, so it was only for Harvard students in 2004, and they finally opened it up to other students of other colleges in 2006. As of today, they are worth $1.4 trillion. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the Facebook looked like. Pretty basic. I mean, it's a Mark Zuckerberg production. Oh, that's sick. I need to start doing that. A Nick Conley production. Search for people at your school. Find out who are in your classes. Look up your friends' friends. See visualizations of your social network. This is only for popular consumption at Harvard University, so only Harvard students could sign up for this. And there you have the Facebook, and I think that's Mark Zuckerberg's face right there. Here you could sign up for an account. Looks like you could register and log in with the same input fields here. Pretty basic and exactly what I expect from 2004 V1 of the Facebook. Now, let's take a look at what it looked like in 2006. Okay, so it redirected us to November 11th of 2006. So it looks like they actually opened it up to a few different regions. It looks like they dropped the Facebook. They still have his face right there, and it's still a Mark Zuckerberg production. Looks like you had the option to advertise, so they were already running ads, developers, jobs, terms, privacy. It looks pretty similar, but it changed to open up to obviously more schools, and it looks like companies and regions as well. We got to take a look at what it looks like today, and there you have it. Facebook. It's a little bit cleaner. You can now use your phone number. You could only use your email back then. But as you can see, there's a lot more options down here. Now they have a privacy center, a Meta Quest. It's all Meta stuff. No longer a Mark Zuckerberg production, but it hasn't come that much farther. Now, I would say the caveat here is that the whole value of Facebook is not from the login page. It's really from the news feed. And we don't have a snapshot of that, unfortunately, because they were just taking snapshots of what the landing page in order to log into Facebook looked like. There you have it. There's Facebook from 2004 to 2024. Next up, we obviously could not forget the late and great Steve Jobs of Apple. Steve Jobs is unfortunately no longer with us, but Apple is one of the most legendary companies, and he's one of the most legendary entrepreneurs ever. Couldn't leave him off this list. Apple launched their first website in June of 1994, though the exact date is not known, following the establishment of their first public FTP site in July of 1989. As of November 19th, today, 2024, the approximate market cap of Apple is $3.45 trillion. Now, I believe Apple started in 1976, but they were a hardware company, right? So they weren't really super worried about their website at the time, I believe. This one will be interesting because, again, their website hasn't, like, when you think of Apple, you don't think of Apple's website and going on their website. You think of phone that's recording this right now or the computer that I'm recording. Oh, wow. This is 1996 Apple right here. It's not all loading, unfortunately. It doesn't have like the links here or the images, but they used red. This is not like Apple. So they had the PowerBook. This is when the PowerBook CD-ROM, that'll tell you a little bit about the time back there. This has come a long. Could you even shop online? Where to buy? So I don't even, this is before e-commerce, right? You couldn't even buy it through their website. You had to go somewhere. You had to find somewhere to go buy it. Most people still will go to an Apple store or maybe go buy it in stores. I ordered directly off the Apple website or maybe Amazon, but this is funny. Okay, so if we take a look at Apple today, wow. Funny enough, there's red on the home screen here just because they're advertising the weekend's, whatever this is, the trailer for some experience on Apple Vision Pro. But man, have things changed. Apple in 1996 looks like a completely different company. Let's go ahead and take a look at what they looked like in 2001. This is what I know Apple as. This looks cool. So you can find the job opportunities, the new iBook. So again, it wasn't even the MacBook yet. It was the iBook. They had their display screens, their servers back when you had to buy software in CD-ROMs and then install it. This is cool. This is like retro Apple from when I remember it. Now let's go ahead and look at 2005. Things changed up a lot. Again, this looks like a developer almost like forum or something like that. You have the direct 1-800-MY-APPLE here. I think the coolest part about thinking about all this is, especially when you think back to like Steve Jobs and building Apple, is that when you start looking at these V1s of websites, the CEO or the founder, who is Steve Jobs, probably had a good amount to do with how this website looks, right? So like today, I doubt whether, Tim Cook or whether Mark Zuckerberg or whether Jeff Bezos really have anything to do with the exact design of like the homepage and how things work like that. I doubt whether they're sitting in a meeting and saying our website looks great. But in these early days, they were either designing them themselves or building them themselves, or they had a lot of input. So I think that part of it all is really cool. We're moving on to Mr. Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter. Obviously now Twitter is owned by Elon Musk, but at one point it was owned by Jack Dorsey when he founded it. Twitter was launched to the public in 2006. The service initially started as an internal project for ODO employees when Jack published the first tweet just setting up my Twitter. I believe that was the tweet that was put on an NFT and sold for like $2 million, and it was a massive fail, but that is funny. Twitter as a public company was worth $41 billion, and then Elon Musk bought them for $40-something billion. This looks like what I would expect early 2006 Twitter to look like. So you could sign up with your email or mobile phone, and I think that is because you could use your phone and text in your tweets. That's how it was done. Let's go ahead and check it in 2008, and this looks like a little bit of grown-up Twitter. So they have the logo here that I originally know Twitter as. They have watch a video, and now let's take a look at like what Twitter looked like at like 2015. I feel like 2015 was probably like Twitter at its peak. Wow. Okay, so Twitter changed and they tried to become more of like a news website, almost space news and publications. So they were basically making categories of different news. And I think they made a shift to more of like, hey, rather than staying up to date with what your friends are doing, stay up to what's happening in the world. And they started making categories of like what the tweets are. And that's sort of how Twitter is today, right? Like you get on a certain side of Twitter, which is like politics, which basically seems like the entire feed these days. But you also have like business sides of Twitter and sports sides of Twitter. And I think most people that are on Twitter get a lot of their news from Twitter. And it looks like they made a conscious effort to sort of shift things right around this time. Let's take a look at what twitter.com looks like today. So as you can see, in June, Twitter is now X, and you can join today, sign up with Apple or create an account. Not too much here. Looks like it's a little distorted, just the way that they captured the screenshot here. But Twitter is now X, and they basically took all that stuff off the home screen because you need to log into Twitter to see any of it. So that is Twitter. And of course, we couldn't talk about Twitter without talking about our boy, Elon Musk. Elon Musk, most people think directly Tesla, but Tesla is not originally what Elon Musk started with. Elon Musk launched Zip2 in 1995 and it was later acquired X.com in 1999. So there it is, pretty basic, right? Search accurately for over 16 million businesses in the US category of business name, and it looks like it just started with all the major hubs. So they kind of kept it the same, but they changed it to myway.com. Let's take a look at what it looks like today, because, you know, if Elon owned it one day, it's got to have some value today. I wonder if someone's doing something with it. And nobody's doing anything with it. The domain zip2.com is for sale. To purchase, call afternick.com. That is not me, although my name is in the domain. If someone is watching this right now and you can acquire zip2.com, that would be pretty cool to own. So next up, we got to check out x.com. I need to tread lightly here because x.com, who knows what's going to happen. Before Elon bought it, looks like someone was doing something with it in 1996. Let's see what someone was doing with it before Elon bought it. Welcome to x.com. This site is under construction. Creates the coolest browser. Okay, so not doing a whole lot of stuff with it yet. Let's see what they did in 1997. Dave's World. Check out these cool attractions. So they were just, it was like a personal website, I guess. Someone really hit a lick on getting x.com in the early days. Let's fast forward a bit here. Same thing. And then let's go to 1999 when Elon Musk bought it. Rob Walker still owns it. So this guy was just like, it was like his personal website. Rob Walker, what a legend. rwalker at rwalker.com. Let's look at it in 2000 when Elon owned it for a little bit here.
After I stopped filming, I couldn't help myself and I had to email Rob Walker. So I sent him this.
Hey Rob, was just looking at x.com back in the 90s when you owned it. Did you sell it to Elon? Hi Nick, I've recently been buried in these kind of inquiries. The answers are out there. I'd like not to be bothered. Jeremy Paduer, who owns Jeremy.com, tweeted out that X.com and Elon Musk have been in progress for 25 years and that he had the option to buy X.com from Rob Walker for $10,000, but Elon bought it 24 hours later. And when Jeremy went back to Elon and offered him $12,000, Elon said no.
And that's the story of X.com.
And this looks right. So it looks like PayPal's even on here. A free service of X.com is online payments, online banking. So this is when Elon owned it. But an interesting part is he's running news articles here, e-payments that really work, Forbes, former Intuit, Harris Johnson joins X. But today, you'd think this was a scam. At least I would. Let's take a look at what they were doing with X.com in 2011 because PayPal still owned it at this point. So it looks like it turned into X Commerce, redefining the marketplace. So eBay, PayPal, Magento. Let's fast forward to 2020, June 25, 2020. Come on, give me something good. Nothing. Well, it looks, oh wait, was that it? This was it. It was literally just this X in the top corner. Clearly they were doing nothing with it up until Elon bought it back and turned it into Twitter. There you have it. That's X.com from when Elon first bought it to when he turned it into Twitter. Now, last but not least, we have Netflix, which was co-founded by Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph. Netflix launched its first website, Netflix, on April 14th, 1998. At the time, the website offered 925 movie titles available for rent through a traditional pay-per-rental model, charging 50 cents per rental with U.S. postage and late fees applied. So as you probably know, or maybe you don't know, Netflix started as basically a direct competitor to Best Buy. You weren't going on and streaming movies. You were literally ordering DVDs from online to your box so that you could put those into your DVD player, or maybe it was VHS player if we're talking 1998, and you had to return those DVDs. So obviously, as the story goes, Netflix then pivoted into online streaming. Blockbuster did not, and that is why Blockbuster is no longer here. And Netflix is worth, or has a market cap of approximately $327 billion. So this is what it looks like today, basically just a lander to get people to sign up. Pretty clean, but obviously you are supposed to sign up so that you can actually see what Netflix looks like. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 1999. Wow, this is ugly. Look how much text is on here. Did you not have to sign up for rent from Netflix, buy from Amazon? Featured DVDs for Saturday, January 16th, 1999. Rent it for $4. Rent it for $4. Wow, DVD players were $449. That's like more expensive than most TVs today. So this is what it looks like. It was ugly. It looks like an old blog, like an ugly blog. Let's go ahead and fast forward to like, say 2003. Okay, so sign up. So they're still doing the movie swaps here. So as featured in Times, it looks way more cleaned up now. So it looks like this is when they probably had raised money now. They have a patent number down here. Still competing with Blockbuster though. This is exactly what Netflix was all about. These big red envelopes you'd get out of your mailbox, and you had a movie without going to the store. Now let's fast forward to maybe 2005. Best way to rent movies. Rent all the DVDs you want for $17.99 a month. So then they switched into a subscription model, which I think changed like the entire game, or changed their entire business to $18 a month, and you could rent as many DVDs as you wanted, which seems like game changing at the time, right? Like paying $4 per DVD, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, pay $18 and you can get as many DVDs as you want. That was a game changer at the time. I actually remember that happening. And I remember if you knew someone with like a Netflix subscription, it was like, oh, we can watch all the movies at their house all the time. But they still had not switched to streaming yet. So let's go to 2009. Rent as many movies as you want for only $8.99 a month. So they're still doing DVDs, and now it's only $8.99 a month. But wait a second. Here we say, receive, watch, no late fees, exchange, plus included in your membership, some movies streaming over the internet to your PC and Mac. So in 2009, we started seeing streaming on the TVs here. That was game changing. So it was only a few titles, right? So you couldn't see like probably like the newest ones to come out. They probably put like the old movies on there that they had the rights to stream. This is when it's starting to happen. And watch, you can watch instantly on your TV, Xbox, Roku, LG, and more. So they started having the Netflix app on all of these devices. Let's fast forward to 2011 here. Here it is, unlimited TV episodes and movies instantly over the internet. So this is start your free month trial, browse selection. So this is really when they made the change to, yeah, you can see the Netflix app right there. You could go through all of the different movies, and they dropped it down from $8.99 to $7.99. It's funny to watch their pricing start at $18.99 and drop all the way down to $7.99. And you could watch it on your Wii, your PS3, your Xbox 360, and watch instantly on your computer too. That's it for today. If you like this video, if you want to see more, if you want to see me review any other old websites versus new websites, drop a comment below. As always, I appreciate you, and peace.